This is My Village Experience. I'm your host, Meissa Sarr. Welcome. Hello, villagers. This is another session of My Village Experience. I feel in a way that I need to maybe explain or give my own definition of mindfulness. And so I think that to live mindfully is to be fully present in the moment without the hassle of the past nor the plans of the future. From this definition, we can maybe put it in three parts. So the first would be, what does it mean to be fully present in the moment? Because nowadays, and more so, and simply natural to ask ourselves, what is to live in the moment? Most of the time when we talk about living in the moment, it's when a lot of adrenaline is included. Most of the time we can talk about parties, those fun moments that we see in a lot of commercials that we can all relate to. But to be fully present in the moment would simply mean to maybe in a certain way to define mindfulness. And so to define mindfulness according to the dictionaries, it would mean to focus one's awareness on the moment, on the present moment, especially as part of a therapeutic or meditative technique. So it can also mean the quality of state of being mindful, a certain awareness. And in psychology, it could mean the practice of maintaining a non-judgmental state or of heightened or complete awareness of one's thoughts, emotions, or experiences on a moment-to-moment basis, the self-regulation of attention with an attitude of curiosity, openness, and acceptance. And so, what does it mean? To be fully present, I think, is simply to be aware of where you are, of even the temperature, the people that are around you, each of your senses, and the most that you can. Because when we talk about awareness, in a certain sense, it would mean to concentrate, to really concentrate in your senses, to concentrate in the places. And so in a certain way, it can actually help shut the monkey mind. And of course it doesn't mean that your mind gonna be just silent in a way. You might reach that point, but most of the time it's just mean that your mind gonna be doing what it does best, which would be to think and kind of focus in a way in your surroundings. And so the second part, which is without the hassle of the past. I think that most of us tend to beautify the past, and it's only natural because it's a protective mechanism that our mind, like a certain way that our mind works, in a sense that it protects the memories. It protects the memories and keep them as in drawers. And the more memories you get, the more those memories are organized in your mind. And so when we think about the past, we have a lot of things that comes into mind, for some people it's more about beautifying it, and for others sometimes it's more about mourning it. I mean, when you did something wrong in the past, let's say something that you judged wrong, rather than from my perspective, rather than maybe learning from those bad experiences or however you judge them, I feel that it's much more effective when you take those bad experiences, think about them, really think about them the most objective way possible, and try to learn, even if it's one lesson that you can get from it. And so one of the issues, let's say, about the past is that you cannot change anything about the past. Whatever beautifying it or mourning about it, you cannot really change nothing at all. So what you can do, as I said, would be to try to take a lesson from it, and try to use it in your present moment. In your, if you have projects, if you have people that you can help with your past experiences, with your bad experiences even, and from there, the last point, which is the know the plans of the future, because we all have plans. As I just said, we all have plans. We have millions of plans all the time. Oh, I want to buy this house. I want to go to this place. I want to go on vacation. I want to get this new job. I want to get this new accessory. I want to get this new technological, whatever it is. But all of those are plans. So when you are not present and maybe not living that much in the past, the monkey mind is super excited about all this stuff that we don't have, or all this stuff that we're yearning or longing for. And for some people, you can even see or understand, or, well, in a sense, past is out of question. What I mean by that is they don't really think about the past, because you in a way you need to be balanced. You need the balance between being way too much in the past or way too much in the future, because the future is all those stuff that didn't happen yet. You don't really have a power, but what you really have a power on is what you're doing right now, your own state of mind right now, how you what you do with what you already have. So that would help you maybe implement those yearnings and implement it in a way that would be the closest to the achievements that you have in mind from the beginning. And so, long story short about mindfulness, personally, I think that the Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, was the last blow. I call it the last blow because a lot of research have been done on mindfulness. A lot of even clinics were put together, like based on mindfulness, like supervised therapy, professional therapy, like, and a lot of mental health related issues are dealt with mindfulness, mainly maybe stress reduction, anxiety. And why I say that the Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, why I mentioned that specifically, is that it is one of the books that had it all in a way, and it was actually the book that made it, that spread the whole mindfulness idea and make it like a new movement. And it's definitely not new. People from any spiritual school know that, because it is even Eckhart Tolle said that in all spiritual schools that already existed, they had a mindfulness aspect, a mindfulness trait, which is from yoga, from meditation, from zikr that you find in Sufism, and so on. And so in The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle mentions that the now is also central to the teaching of Sufism, which I know. And I think it's at that moment that it caught my attention, that the whole mindfulness thing, because I heard of it, but I didn't really understand the new, as I said, the new wave of all these people talking about mindfulness, because it was just something that was included from my spiritual school, which is Sufism. And so it is central, literally, as he mentioned on the Now, that it's central in Sufism, and I think it's actually central not only in Sufism, it's central in the Buddhist culture. It's central in a lot of spiritual practices, actually, more than we know, even for now. And so Eckhart Tolle says that the Sufis have a saying, which is the Sufi is the son of the time present. and it simply means that the Sufi is mindful at all times. And so wherever you are, you're trying to be mindful of the things that you say, of your actions, of your surroundings, of even your own state of mind and state of heart too, because the heart is super central. And so a lot of people, as I see more and more in the internet, use quotes of Rumi about love and so on and so on. And so for those who don't know, Rumi is a Sufi poet from the 13th century, and one of his main subjects would be love, but the love towards God, contrary to what most people think about his quotes. And so he declares that past and future veil God from our sight, burn up both of them with fire. And we kind of understand again why living in the past doesn't work really for the human mind, and living in the future is kind of the same. So in the end, how we can benefit from the present moment is to try to get that balance. So to balance the hassle of the past with our plans of the future, but staying present to wherever we are thinking about that. And so one of the benefits of mindfulness is that it makes us feel less depressed, as we often are when we worry too much about the past, of our past wrongdoings, of our bad experiences. And the other thing is that it helps feel less anxious, as we often are when we worry too much about the future, with all those plans, all those things that we want to get, and all the stuff that we want to get, it didn't have the mean for now. And so I think balance is really what we need in this 21st century. And I feel that all of us, in a way, happen to be in this fast-paced moment in human history. And I really think that it's taking toll on all of us, because more and more now we see depression, we see anxiety, we see stress, we see all those words that actually create all the other illnesses, like physical illnesses that we see nowadays, that maybe did exist in the past, but not in this importance that it's reaching right now. And so I think that in this fast pace, one of the other questions that we need to ask ourselves is that what is my purpose? Because we have way too many information, we have way too many ideas that goes around, people from anywhere with any type of objectives, and everything goes so fast that most of us don't even take the time to think about, the information that we watch, that we listen to, that we read, any way that it can be. And so at some point, I feel that purpose is something that we need to really think about. And from there, we see now more than ever a lot of people asking, so what really can mindfulness do for me? Like I talked earlier about anxiety reduction and stress reduction. And so a lot of research shows that mindfulness can promote mental well-being. It can help us calm our minds and relax. It can help us handle our emotions, have a positive impact on mood. It can help treat depression and anxiety disorders. It can improve symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, which is something really common these days. It can actually improve relationships, and I think that just in the improving relationships, we can all benefit from it, because there is a saying that says, happy wife, happy life. But it's not just about the wives or the husbands and stuff like that, but all relationships, because we saw in a way that when our relationship, when our communal, the community, the relationships that we have with the community, the better it gets, the better our mind state and our mental well-being. And so the happiness, there is this happiness studies that have been going for more than 50 years. I think that Harvard University did at some point, and they saw that as human beings, we need the community, we need to be around people, but we basically need good relationships, and it is the basis of happiness. And that was it for today. So if you have questions, comments, and ideas, please let me know. And we will probably dive more into this mindfulness subject, and we will also like to have your ideas and how you see mindfulness or how you actually implement mindfulness. Thank you for listening. Please share, subscribe, and review. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. And until next time, never forget, you're as unique as the universe. Peace be with you.